Hello everyone and welcome to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. Last night, the Pippins won 10-2 to win the series against the Highline Bears in non-league play. They conclude the series tonight. One more game against the Bears, then they take off on the road Friday through Sunday in Cowlitz, off day Monday, and return home on Tuesday. Last night, the Bears again got out to an early lead, this time waiting until the second inning to put 2 runs on the board. But the Pippins answered with 4 in the bottom of the second inning, then 4 more in the third.
Roll into the Pippins bullpen. 1 run scores. Here comes Plante from second. Scoring from first is Alex Fernandez. The throw tries to get cut off. Lined up the middle past the second baseman. Plante with a base hit. Getting waved around to score is Mason Marenko. The throw goes to third base and it gets past the third baseman.
They had a couple runs later on in the game and they walk away with the 10-2 victory. This week was a camp week for the Pippins, their first 3-day skills camp of the season. When we come back from the break, I'll give you an inside look at what the kids got to experience over the last few days, as well as the experience from the coaches and players' point of view. Tonight, the Pippins and the Bears conclude their series. One more game. We'll be right back with more Pippins pregame show on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. Special one for you. The Pippins, as I speak right now, are wrapping up their first 3-day skills camp of the summer. They have one more later on this summer, a great opportunity for kids aged 7 to 18. A wide age range here full of activities, full of drills that help players develop, led by both the coaches of the Pippins and some of the players. Take a look at some of the action over the last few days. Tremendous opportunity for young players to get to see how college coaches coach, as well as how some of the players play and interact with young fans. We've had a few different players come through these camps over the last 3 days. There's a good opportunity that your favorite kid will get to interact with their favorite player here at these camps, but the players get something out of it too.
It's awesome just seeing the different personalities that each kid carries to the field. It's very fun to work with the youth, honestly. Just to get them outside, get them out of the house, and just have fun. Fun at the ballpark.
Unbelievable amounts of fun. The kids are great. Atmosphere's been awesome. Weather's been unbelievable. It's just great coming out here with the kids every day, getting work in, and having a good time.
Yeah, the last 3 days, it's extremely fun. I've always really enjoyed kids camp. I was fortunate enough when I was a player to have parents that made sure that I was always in lots of camps, and I felt like I fell in love with the game of baseball by being at camp. So it's always rewarding, something I always look forward to. You can hear the cheering in the background of the tennis ball games, but it's something I always love doing to give back, and it's I really mostly enjoy seeing our current Pippins also giving back. You know, a lot of these guys are still in college. It gives us a chance chance as a coaching staff to see them work with the youth, see them interact a whole lot different. They get to be goofy, let their personalities come out. You know, a bunch of funny nicknames that the campers have for the coaches and have for the Pippins. But really, it's just been a great 3 days. I know we're really fired up for pizza and slip and slide here in about 20 minutes, but it's been an excellent 3 days, and what a great turnout. I think we have 68 kids at camp, so great number. Good to see Yakima supporting the Pippins and being out here for camps.
Mentioned this is the first 3-day skills camp of the summer. There is one later on in the summer, right at the end of the Pippins regular season. And these 3-day camps, a great opportunity for kids to get comfortable. You know, on the first day, come back a second and third, and the Pippins cap it off in an unusual way. It's plenty of fun for both kids and the kids at heart. Sign your kid up for a future Pippins camp. They have a 1-day skill camp coming up, as well as a 2-day hitting camp. You can find the links and sign up for that at pippinsbaseballcamps.com. Until then, I've been Chris Rosado Jr. Thanks for tuning in.
Stay
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Yakima County Stadium, live for game number 3 between the Highline Bears and the Yakima Valley Pippins. Just about to get underway. Starting pitcher for the Pippins tonight is Kirby Robertson, right-hander. First pitch delivered to Jake Angelico, high and outside for a ball. Starting lineups tonight presented by the Yakima Herald Republic. For the best sports coverage in the Yakima Valley, subscribe to the Yakima Herald Republic, either in print or online. You can subscribe by calling 577-7755, the Yakima Herald Republic. They tell your stories. Foul ball by Jake Angelico leads off for the Highline Bears. Playing center field tonight, Dylan Anders will hit second and play third base, and Tyler Black, third batter in this inning, will play right field. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 for Angelico. Jaron Larson will hit cleanup and play left field. Lucas Delisle behind the plate tonight. He will hit fifth. Kyle Casperson hits sixth and plays first base. Robbie Vandergrift, the second baseman, will hit seventh. Thomas Blakeney, the DH, hits eighth. And Jack Butterfield will bat ninth and play shortstop. Jake Angelico goes down swinging for out number 1. That'll bring Anders to the plate for the first time tonight. Robertson works out of the windup. The 0-1 pitch taken low for a ball, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Anders. That one on the outside corner as well, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball, they try to go back door, and it misses. 2-2. Defensively for the Pippins, Alex Shanks out in left field. Alex Fernandez gets the start in center, and Taylor Holder in right field for the Pippins. Here's the 2-2 to Dylan Anders. Chopper, high chopper up the middle. To it is Peyton Stumbo. Throws to first, not in time. Anders beats out the infield single for a 1-out base hit. Put him on first. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic at third base for the Pippins here tonight. Spencer Marenko gets the start at shortstop. And yes, as I just said, Peyton Stumbo out at second base. Sam Olson at first. And back behind the plate here in Game 3 is Brock Melenda. Welcome to the Pippins. Brock Melenda starts at catcher in the series opener. Pitches the 9th inning last night. Check swing. They ask Eric Swift out in the field, and he says Tyler Black did not swing. So first pitch is a ball to the right fielder, Black. Melenda pitches the 9th inning last night, and he's back behind the plate here tonight. Peyton Stumbo also pitched last night. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Throw goes down to second, and Brock Melenda, terrific play, throws out Dylan Anders trying to steal second. And that's the second out of this inning. Tyler Black swings and misses, so 1 ball and 1 strike for Black. Here's the 1-1 from Robertson. Pops up out of play behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck for the Highline Bears, Jaron Larson, if we get to that point. Robertson shakes off Melenda, now goes through the windup. The 1-2. Up high, and Tyler Black swings through it. So a strikeout, base hit, but caught stealing by Brock Melenda was Dylan Anders, and Tyler Black strikes out. 3 up, 3 down for the Pippins. We head to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. Highline Bears kept off the scoreboard. Take you back to a big play in the middle of that one from Brock Melenda behind the plate. Dylan Anders singles with 1 out, tries to steal second, and Brock Melenda throws him out by more than a few steps for the second out of that inning. Come back here for the bottom of the first. Spencer Marenko will lead things off for the Pippins against Aiden McCann on the mound for the Bears. Here's the first pitch to Spencer. Grounder over to the left side, past the diving third baseman, but Butterfield gets his hands on it and throws across, but past the first baseman, Casperson, and Spencer Marenko had beaten it out anyway. So an infield base hit for Spencer Marenko. Would have been the play of the year for Jack Butterfield if he had made it. But that was a tough one for him. So here's Taylor Holder. Defensively for the Highline Bears, Jaron Larson out in left field, Jake Angelico in center, and Tyler Black manning right field for the Bears. Dylan Anders at third base, Jack Butterfield at short, Robbie Vandegrift plays second, and Kyle Casperson, the first baseman. Lucas Delisle behind the plate. First pitch misses up high to Taylor Holder. Holder wearing number 6 tonight, as he does whenever the Pippins wear white, which they have the last couple of nights as they continue to win against the Bears. Line drive into center. Back is Angelico. He'll make the catch on the line out by Taylor Holder, and Spencer Marenko drifts back to first.
Next back for your Pippins, number 3, Sam Olson.
So here's Sam Olson, who will bat for the first time tonight. Didn't play on Tuesday. Did play last night. He went 2 for 5 with a couple of doubles. Spencer Marenko on first base. He led off this inning with a base hit. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. No score. Spencer almost took off for second, but McCann still set. Now delivers. And the pitch misses just outside to the right-hander Olsen. Ball 1. Olsen getting the start at first base. Caught last night. Lines this one the other way into right. Over to it on the run is Tyler Black, who makes the catch. Little jump to make the catch, but he does. So leadoff base hit for Spencer Marenko, but a couple of lineouts, one to center by Taylor Holder and one to right field by Sam Olsen. And there's 2 outs with the runner on first. Here's Alex Shanks. Alex Shanks is with the start tonight, hitting third in the lineup for the first time tonight. The only spot in the lineup that he has not hit now is fourth. Has yet to appear in a game in the starting lineup as the cleanup hitter. Here's the first pitch to Shanks, taken inside for a ball. But he has at least one start in every other spot in the lineup. Might get to hit cleanup at some point this season. Could be the first Pippin to hit out of every spot in the lineup. They haven't had one yet. Couple players are close, but Shanks now the closest, just 1 away. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Spencer Marenko trying to get the timing down to take off against McCann, who has not thrown over to first, despite Marenko on almost every pitch starting for second just a little bit early. Ball taken down low, and it's 2-1 to Shanks. That one looked like it might have been on the outside corner. Called the ball. Spencer Marenko trying to get the timing down against McCann, looking to take off for second, who McCann now throws over to first. And that ball almost, they were able to tag Marenko on the foot almost before he got back, but he's in there safely. Here's the 3-1. Spencer takes off, taken for a ball, and they throw down to second, but Shanks had walked anyways. Just for good measure, Marenko would have had that base stolen. Called safe by Eric Swift out there. But it will go down as him getting moved over on the walk. So here's Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, who hits fifth tonight. Got a little lost in the lineup card. Said Shanks had never started at cleanup. He's hitting cleanup tonight. He's never started in the third spot in the lineup, which he will likely get a chance to do later on in this season. 1 ball and no strikes for Bryce Martin Grudzalanek as he takes a pitch up high for a ball. McCann issues a leadoff single to Spencer Marenko, 2 lineouts, and then a walk to Shanks. Here's the 1-0. Bryce pops up out of play behind home plate, 1-1. Bryce has played in all 3 games of this series. He had an RBI double back on Tuesday. Was also hit by a pitch, moved over to third on an errant pickoff throw, and came around to score on a wild pitch. Takes one outside, and it's 2-1. Last night, walked in a plate appearance with the bases loaded to force home a run. Found ways to help his team out the last couple of nights. Looking to get things going here in the bottom of the first. No score, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Here comes the 2-1 from Aiden McCann. Popped up into left, shallow left. 2 outfielders converging, but the center fielder, Jake Angelico, will make the catch for out number 3. So 2 runners aboard for the Pippins, but no runs in the bottom of the first. We head to the second. Scoreless. You tune into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the top of the second inning. Kirby Robertson gets loose on the mound for his second inning of work. 2 strikeouts for him in the first inning. Also allowed a base hit, but that hit was erased when the batter Dylan Anders was on first, tried to take off for second, and Brock Melenda threw him out. Melenda now 1 for 2 in 2 starts behind the plate, throwing out base runners. Nice little showing from him behind the plate, at the plate, on the mound as well. Pitch taken down low by Jaron Larson to start things off here in the top of the second inning. Here's the 1-0. That one on the outside corner for a called strike. 87 degrees here in Yakima, not a cloud in the sky. Another beautiful day for baseball here in the Valley. Ball taken low and inside by Jaron Larson. Two-one pitch. That one caught the outside corner, according to Jordan Smart behind the plate. Caught Larson off guard a little bit on that call. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robertson through the windup. The pitch misses high and outside. The count is full. Robertson, his last time out, took the loss, his first loss of the season. 5 innings in Walla Walla. 3-2 pitch on the outside corner. Taken strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Robertson. In those 5 innings in Walla Walla back on July 6th, he allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, but he did match his season high for strikeouts with 6. He had 6 in his last outing before that against Port Angeles, winning the series finale against the lefties. First pitch taken outside for a called ball by Lucas Delisle. One-0 misses low, and it's 2-0. Delisle, right-handed hitter. Here's the 2-1. And that one misses low as well. These pitches look close, but not necessarily like they should be strikes. Here comes the 3-0. A strike called on the outside corner. And it's 3-1 for Delisle. Scoreboard ahead of the count. They had a strike on Delisle from the beginning of this at-bat. Here's the 3-1 from Robertson. That one misses low and away, so he walks on 5 pitches. So just like the first inning, first batter strikes out, second batter aboard, this time a walk instead of a single, and here's Kyle Casperson. In West Coast League play, Kirby Robertson 1-1 record. 4.13 ERA, 4 starts for the Pippins in 24 innings. He has 18 strikeouts to 10 walks. Much like the other pitchers on this staff, pitches mostly to contact, but sometimes will go on tears where he just starts striking guys out left and right. The 0-1 to Casperson just misses off the plate, and it's 1-1. Delisle on first base. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. No score from Yakima. Robertson working out of the stretch. Runner does take off. It's a hit and run, luckily just behind Delisle. Didn't hit him on his way over to second. He had no idea where it was until it passed him. And it just went behind him. So it's a base hit through the right side for Kyle Casperson. Peyton Stumbo was pulled to the second base bag on the hit and run, and it worked out. Puts runners on first and second with 1 out for Robbie Vandegrift. Vandegrift bats from the right side, playing second base tonight for the Highline Bears. Squares around to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball up high. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek playing in on the grass, just at the edge of the grass over at third base. Sam Olson checks with the other infielders on the bunt defense being called. He's playing a step or two behind the runner at first. Here's the 1-0. Vandegrift keeps the bat back and fouls it back to the backstop, 1-1. Middle infielders playing at double play depth. Alex Fernandez looks like he's playing relatively shallow out in center against Vandegrift. But Fernandez has got the speed to be able to cover some extra ground as well. The 1-1, Vandegrift squared around, pulled back, but took the strike on the low outside corner. And it's 1-2. So they were hoping the Pippins would bite on the sacrifice bunt on the second pitch and let Vandegrift swing away. The Pippins did not. So they tried to have him bunt on the third pitch. Here's the 1-2 from Robertson. Breaking ball, stabs at it, and lines it foul on the first base side. Vandegrift has started both of these games for the Highline Bears in this series. He hit 9th on Tuesday, 8th last night, and hit 7th in the lineup tonight. The 1-2, he pops up behind home plate out of play. Keeps himself alive, 1-2. 1 out, runners on first and second base. No score so far. The 1-2. Lined into center, Alex Fernandez over to his left, but as I said, he was playing shallow. He didn't have to come in at all to catch the line drive. That's the second out. Runners have nowhere to go. Here's the first pitch. Taken, I don't know whether that was inside or high, but called a ball either way to Thomas Blakeney, the DH tonight. The 1-0 caught at the knees, and it's 1-1 for Blakeney. Blakeney yet to make an appearance thus far, hitting for the Highline Bears. He did start on the mound last night for him. The 1-1 taken on the outside corner for a called strike. A lot of two-way players in this game. Blakeney started on the mound for the Bears, hits as the DH tonight. Stumbo pitched in relief last night for the Pippins, starts at second base, and Melenda behind the plate for the Pippins pitched the final out. One ball and 2 strikes for Blakeney. Robertson delivers. lined the other way, first base side out of play. 2 outs, runners on first and second as Blakeney looks to get his team on the board for the first time. The Bears scored first in both games of this series. 3 runs in the top of the first inning back on Tuesday night before the Pippins took the lead with a 5-run first. Nobody scored in the first inning last night. The Bears scored 2 in the top of the second, and the Pippins came back with 4 in the bottom of the second. Both games, the Pippins did not look back, kept adding to the lead. Blakeney takes up high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch from Robertson. Misses down low, so the count is full with 2 outs and runners on first and second base here in the top of the second. 2 hits for the Highline Bears in this game so far. 1 of them in this inning, 1 last inning. 1 hit for the Pippins in the bottom of the first. Here's the 3-2. Up high, misses for a ball. Blakeney walks, and the bases are loaded for the Highline Bears here in the top of the second.
Next to bat for the Bears, number 12, Jack Butterfield.
First pitch to Jack Butterfield. Big swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. Butterfield, I believe, a newcomer to the roster for the Highline Bears. He takes up high for a ball. Was not listed on the lineup card in either of the 2 games before this. Appeared in the starting lineup tonight. Swing and a miss by him, and it's 1-2. So newcomer to the Bears. Gets the start tonight at shortstop for him. Almost made a great play to start the bottom of the first inning. Spencer Marenko hit a ball into the 5-6 hole. He made the running throw. This time swings and misses, so he strikes out with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the second. No score for anyone as we head to the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the second inning. No score for either team in this one as the Highline Bears load the bases with 2 outs in the top of the second, but the 4th strikeout of the game for Kirby Robertson gets him out of it. Brock Melenda leads things off here in the bottom of the second. We'll take you back to last night when Melenda came in to pitch the 9th inning for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Got a quick first out, but then gave up a single and allows a walk, but all just to set up the double play to end the game. Turned up the middle by the defense behind him. He pitches a clean 9th without a run, comes back and starts his second game behind the plate tonight. First pitch swinging, hits a hard grounder to first base. Kyle Casperson picks it up and steps on the bag for the first out.
Next up to bat, number 14, Austin Plante.
So that will bring Austin Plante to the plate. Plante has started in all 3 games of this series as well for the Pippins. First pitch misses high and outside, 1-0. Started at DH back on Tuesday night, was the right fielder last night. Just the second time he's started in the field, one in left field earlier this year and last night in right. Popped up third base side, that is high and tailing out of play. It actually bounces on the top of the Pippins dugout and a few rows up into the stands. 1-1 for Plante. Plante over the last couple of days, 3 for 8. He's scored 3 runs. He has 3 RBI and has walked twice. He has struggled mightily at the plate coming into this series. And for a lot of these hitters, these non-league games are really an opportunity to get back on track, and Plante has been making the most of it. Pitch misses up high, and it's 2-1. Was really tattooing the baseball last night and Tuesday as well, though it only produced 1 hit for him. A couple of hits last night. As he just had the timing down, he had the barrel through the zone at the right time. Everything was clicking for him. He bats with 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 2nd inning of a scoreless game against the Highline Bears. Peyton Stumbo on deck, starting second baseman in this game. Here's the 2-2 rather to Plante. That one misses off the plate, and it's 3-2. Aiden McCann gave up 1 hit, 1 walk in the first inning, but no runs to the Pippins. Here's the payoff pitch to Plante, swung at and missed. And Plante goes down swinging for out number 2. So here's the other two-way player in the starting lineup for the Pippins. Peyton Stumbo, before he steps into the box, turns back facing the press box, looks at his bat, takes a deep breath, and then turns around and digs in. Stumbo pitched the 5th inning last night for the Pippins. Strikeout, no runs for him, gave up 1 hit in that inning. First pitch swinging as well, pops one towards the right field line. Over to make the play is Tyler Black, but he does not make the play. Didn't have a good read on it. Not really sure that the sun should have played much of a role in that one. I think he just had trouble seeing it against the baby blue sky here in Yakima. Thankfully for him, that was over in foul territory. So Stumbo back to the plate after a long strike 1. McCann working out of the stretch. Here's the 0-1. Another fly ball, first base side. Foul territory, tailing and almost actually lands in a seat in the first row above the Highline dugout. So no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs for Peyton Stumbo. He has played mostly pitcher for the Pippins. This is his 2nd appearance in the field. Here's the 0-2. Takes a breaking ball, ends up right over the heart of the plate. So a ground out and 2 strikeouts for Aiden McCann gets him through the bottom of the 2nd with just 3 batters faced. We head into the 3rd, no score. Tune in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The common certainty! Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow! Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back for the top of the third inning. Top of the order for the Highline Bears. Jake Angelico bats for the second time tonight. Takes a ball inside. The 1-0 swung at and missed by Angelico. 1-1 count. Top of the third inning. Kirby Robertson in 2 innings has allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for him. The season high mark for him is 6 strikeouts in a game. He's done it twice so far. Misses up high, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Robertson. They go backdoor breaking ball. Angelico flies this one into center, just right of center. And Alex Fernandez makes the catch for out number 1. First pitch swinging was Dylan Anders. Hard hit grounder into his own bullpen foul. Sam Olson over to pick it up, and I guess he wants to throw it back to Kirby Robertson on the mound. Oh no, throws it over to his own dugout. Nobody down in the bullpen for the Highline Bears, so nobody was there to get the ball. That's why Olson went over to get it. Here's the 0-1. That one misses at the knees. It's 1-1. A 1-1 misses high outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike for Dylan Anders, the third baseman. Singled with 1 out in the top of the first inning and then was caught stealing second by Brock Melenda. Hits a high line drive, but that is going to get pulled foul. Well hit baseball, but just foul as he was a little out in front of that one. Looked like a hanging breaking ball from Kirby Robertson. 2-2. Try not to make that mistake against him again. Misses behind Anders that time. So the count goes full with 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the third. And that pitch just misses right below the knees. So full count walk issued to Dylan Anders, and he's on for the second time tonight. Here's Tyler Black, who struck out swinging to end the top of the first inning. Robertson out of the stretch. The first pitch to Black misses off the outside edge, and it's 1-0. Jake Angelico led off the inning flying out to center field. Dylan Anders with the walk. He's on first with 1 out. Top of the third inning, no score. Here's the 1-0. That one misses up high. Mentioned in the last inning, nobody scored. Well, both teams scored in the first inning on Tuesday's game. Last night, the scoring didn't get started until the second inning. We're here in the third. An opportunity for the scoring to get started here. The 2-0 misses low and away. They check with Eric Swift in the middle about whether Black went around. I don't know that he really threw his bat at that ball. Swift says he did not swing. So 3 balls and no strikes. I believe this is 5 straight balls thrown by Kirby Robertson. Comes back with a strike, so it's 3-1. Pitch Just above the knees. That one taken for a strike. Full count for Tyler Black. Struck out swinging his last at-bat. One of 4 strikeout victims against Robertson so far. Through 2 1/3. Here's the 3-2. Swings and misses, and still one of 4 victims, though he's done it twice now. That's the second out here in the 3rd. That brings to the plate Jaron Larson. Larson, one of the other victims, struck out looking to lead off the top of the 2nd inning. 2 outs, runner on first base for him. Bats from the left side. First pitch taken up high for a called ball. Up high again, and it's 2-0. Robertson taking his time in these at-bats, finding the strike zone. Full count issued to the 2 batters previous. A walk and a strikeout, the results of those at-bats. The 2-0 lined into center. Alex Fernandez over to his right, and it was shallower than he thought it was going to be, so it ends up falling in front of him. He tried to dive at the last second, but unable to bring it down, so that's a base hit for Larson. So Lucas Delisle bats for the 2nd time tonight. He walked in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning. Runners on 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. The first pitch, breaking ball, starts up high, catches the outside corner on the way down, and that's strike 1. Delisle, right-handed hitter, came in to replace, or actually started at catcher on Tuesday, was replaced by Kyle Casperson. And came in as a replacement at catcher last night. Takes one off the plate for a ball. When Trey Hunt came in to pitch, Kyle Casperson moved to first base. And Delisle came in to catch. The 1-1 off the end of the bat by Delisle. Picked up by Sam Olson at first base. Steps on the first base bag. So 2 runners aboard for the Highline Bears, but no runs in the top of the 3rd. We head to the bottom half. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score here in Yakima. Aiden McCann out for a 3rd inning of work. 2 innings for him. 2 strikeouts, a walk issued, and 1 hit so far for the Pippins. Pippins had 2 runners aboard in the 1st inning. No runners reached in the 2nd as they went down 1-2-3. Alex Fernandez leads things off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 9-1-2. Fernandez followed by Spencer Marenko and Taylor Holder. First pitch to Fernandez, taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. That one on the outside corner as well, and it's 0-2. Fernandez, quick conversation with the home plate umpire, Jordan Smart. Outside corner tends to get called against lefties more than it does against righties, it looks like from this vantage point. Here's the 0-2 to Fernandez. Popped up third base side. That's going out of play, so the count will remain 0-2. The 0-2 pitch again, swung at in the dirt, and that is strike 3. So Alex Fernandez strikes out to lead things off. Here in the bottom of the third inning, we flip the lineup card over for Spencer Marenko, who started the bottom of the first with a base hit. First pitch to Spencer, swings and misses. He was first pitch swinging back in the bottom of the first as well when he hit the single. The 0-1 pitch, swung at and popped behind home plate, just next to the press box. Might have gone over as well. There was a ball last night that was fouled into the press box, a few windows down from me, right between where our public address announcer and our video board operator were sitting in the booth. They had no time to react to it. It zipped right between them and put a hole in one of our walls here in the press box. Spencer takes one outside. It's 1-2. So we've had one in the press box this season that I'm aware of. 1-2 pitch taken down low, and it's 2-2. We've had a couple that have come close here and there. None that have come into my booth. So I haven't been able to put the hands on display. The 2-2 to Spencer Marenko, taken on the inside corner. He thought he took a strike, but called a ball, and the count is full. Taylor Holder on deck for the Pippins. Full count, 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. The payoff pitch, low and away, and Spencer Marenko walks. So 2 plate appearances, 2 trips to the bases for Spencer Marenko. That'll bring Taylor Holder to the plate for the second time, lined out to center field in his first at-bat. Taylor, one of the players that was helping out during the Pippins 3-day skills camp this week, started on Tuesday. In the mornings, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. Wrapped up today, if you didn't catch the pregame show where we talked all about it. The first pitch to Holder, taken at the knees for a called strike. Few of the players were given groups of young campers. Taylor had a group that he led throughout the 3 days, and his group took to calling him Papa Duck. And from the University of Oregon, of course. Takes a pitch outside for a called ball. 1-1 count with 1 out, runner on first. Crest Angel relaying some signs in here. Scoreless game in the bottom of the third. Pippins. Spencer Marenko getting on with the 1-out walk. Spencer takes off, pitch low and away. It got past Delisle, or at least popped out of the glove as he went to transfer it. Spencer Marenko takes second base without a throw, although Delisle wanted to throw. Spencer was working on the steal the entire time he was on base the last time. Finally took off, and Alex Shanks walked to force him to second anyways. This time gets to steal the bag without a swing or a walk to help him. 2-1 to Taylor Holder. Here's the pitch. Misses low and away, and it's 3-1. As I said, Taylor Holder's camp group called him Papa Duck. They listened to pretty much anything he would tell them to do. He was the only guy who could keep his group corralled. 3-1. This is high, and Papa Duck walks. So that'll bring Sam Olson to the plate. Quick mound visit for Lucas Delisle heading out to talk to Aiden McCann. Take you back to last night. Sam Olson went 2 for 5, 2 doubles for him. The first one came in the bottom of the third inning. Ending up, he got moved over to third on an overthrow on the play, took advantage, went to third, and then he ended up scoring in that inning, had his second double of the game in the bottom of the fourth inning. Helping the Pippins out. Came one away from franchise record of 3 doubles that Chaz Myers tied earlier this season. Lined out to right field in his first at-bat. Bats with runners on first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the third after 2 walks issued by Aiden McCann. Pitch taken down low for a ball. McCann looks back to second, the 1-0. Low, looked like it caught the outside corner, but a little bit lower, so called a ball. 2 balls and no strikes for Olson. Started behind the plate last night. Moves over to first base tonight. Brock Melinda back behind the plate for the second time in 3 games. Melinda, although appeared in last night's game as a pitcher, as I said. 3 balls and no strikes for Olson as he took one in the dirt. Aiden McCann 1 ball away from walking his 3rd straight batter here in the bottom of the 3rd. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Taking over the heart of the plate. They throw back to first, and Holder slides back in safely. Holder, the trailing runner with Spencer Marenko on first base, so he was getting some rather large secondaries off the first base bag. The first baseman, Kyle Casperson, playing behind him, giving him plenty of room. He's able to get back on the potential back pick. So 3 balls and 1 strike for Sam Olson. Runners on first and second in the bottom of the 3rd. No score. Here's the pitch. Lined into left center. That'll drop for a base hit. Getting waved around is Spencer Marenko. He'll score. Throw getting into the infield now over the cutoff man. Olson taking off for second. Casperson, not sure if he knew Olson was on his way to second. Didn't try to throw to second. Would have been a close play anyways, but Olson on the overthrow ends up on second base. Taylor Holder goes to third on the base hit, and Spencer Marenko scores from second. The Pippins now lead 1-0. So here's Alex Shanks, walked in his first plate appearance in the bottom of the 1st inning. First pitch. That one lined into shallow left center. That's dropping between 3 players. Waiting to tag was Taylor Holder, but he takes off and scores. Sam Olson also able to move up from second. That one just died quickly out in left center, and no one was able to get underneath it. So Alex Shanks with an RBI base hit. Pippins lead 2-0. Runners on the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. This inning continues with Bryce Martin Grudzalonic at the plate. First pitch. Low and away. Delayed steal from Alex Shanks. Sam Olson takes off for the plate as they threw to second. He slides in safely. Shanks goes to second, and the Pippins having their way with the Highline Bears here in this 3rd inning. That was a design play. Alex Shanks taking off late, stopping halfway to draw the throw. The Bears bit, threw down to second. Olson took off, ended up sliding in as the throw bounced and wasn't in time. And then Shanks was able to go to second. The Pippins in that situation are willing to sacrifice Shanks out on the base paths in order to score Sam Olson. But didn't have to and still got the run. So 1-0 for Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Pippins lead 3-0 in the bottom of the third. Pitch taken on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Pitch from McCann, grounder, third base side, just inside the line, fair. Anders, long throw to first, and it's over the head of Casperson. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic runs into Casperson. He's to it, throws home, not in time, and Alex Shanks scores from second on the play. That was a tough play by the third baseman, but not one that he couldn't have made against Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Ends up overthrowing the first baseman, Casperson. And Bryce ran into him as he crossed first base. See whether they give the error to Anders on that. But either way, Shanks scores from second on the play. And the Pippins now lead 4-0. Here's Brock Melenda. Taking off for second is Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. The throw goes in, and he is safe. Got the hand in just in time. That ball got there in time, but hand slipped past the glove. Ended up getting tagged on the shoulder after he had touched the base. So they do give the error to the third baseman that allowed Bryce to reach base. Moves to second on the stolen base. 1-0 count for Brock Melenda with one out. Ball taken down low, and it's 2-0. So Bryce Martin Grudzalonic on second base. Brock Melenda, left-handed hitter, at the plate with one out. Pippins up 4-0 in the bottom of the third. Takes off again for third. This time he had such a great jump. Anders wasn't even at the bag in time, and Delisle saved himself a throw, so Bryce steals third base after stealing second. And the Pippins just continue here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 3-0. Up high, 4-pitch walk issued to Brock Melenda. And that'll bring Austin Plante to the plate. But first, a mound visit from the Highline Bears. Alex Fernandez led off this inning for the Pippins. He struck out swinging. Then Spencer Marenko walks, still second base. Taylor Holder walks, putting runners on first and second. Sam Olson with a base hit. Spencer Marenko scores from second. Taylor Holder over to third, and Olson moved up to second on an overthrow on that play. Plante first pitch swinging and misses for strike one. Alex Shanks singles to score to score Taylor Holder. Plante with a grounder to the second baseman, Vandergrift. They go to second, over to first, and Plante beats this one out. A fielder's choice that scores Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, not unlike last night. When he did almost the exact same thing to keep an inning going. So Bryce scores. Brock Melenda out at second on the fielder's choice. That was a tough play to make, and Plante has some legs down there. So here's Peyton Stumbo. Takes a called strike. So as I was saying, Alex Shanks singles, drives in a run, and Bryce Martin Grudzlonic reaches on the throwing error by the third baseman. That allows Olsen and Shanks to score. Bryce steals second and steals third. Brock Melinda walks, and Plante drives in Bryce on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. Plante on first base. Peyton Stumbo at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike for him. 9th batter of the inning for the Pippins. Throw over to first. Plante back in safely. Pippins sent 9 or more batters to the plate twice in the series opener on Tuesday. The most they had was 8 in an inning last night. Here's the 2-1 to Stumbo. Grounder up the middle off the end of the bat. Jack Butterfield will pick it up. Triple clutch over to first. Overthrow the first baseman. And Stumbo reaches on the throwing error. Plante slipped on second base. He was thinking about going to third. So Fernandez bats for the second time this inning as the Pippins have officially batted around in the bottom of the third. The biggest shame of all on that play was that Butterfield was a step away from second base. He took 2 extra steps toward first base before he let the ball go. If he had taken just 1 more, he would have stepped on the bag and had Plante out on the force out to end the inning. 5-0 lead for the Pippins here in the bottom of the third. Alex Fernandez bats for the second time, takes a first pitch strike. Runners on first and second for Fernandez. The 0-1 taken on the outside corner for a strike. Moved his bat a little bit on the check swing. Thought it was going to be too far outside, and Jordan Smart disagreed. So 0-2 for Fernandez. McCann looks at second and delivers the 0-2. Fouled off the end of the bat. That caught the inner thigh of Lucas Delisle behind the plate. So the count will remain 0-2 for the center fielder tonight, Alex Fernandez. Fernandez has now started in each of the outfield positions for the Pippins. Couple of starts in right. He had 1 start in left field. A few starts at second base as well. Here's the 0-2. Low and inside for a ball. First ball that Fernandez has seen tonight. Looking to keep this inning going as he's the 10th batter to step to the plate. Also was the first in this inning. 5 runs on the board so far for the Pippins. Here's the 1-2. Swung at and missed. Alex Fernandez strikes out for the second time in the inning. And we head to the 4th. Pippins leading 5-0. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Top of the fourth inning, Kyle Casperson leads things off, fouls the first pitch off. Here's the 0-1. And another one, I'm not exactly sure. Might have missed low. So 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Robertson, lined back into left center field. That ball will drop. Fernandez gets it on the hop. Casperson has to settle for a single, as Fernandez at it quickly and got it back in quickly. Here's Robbie Vandegrift. 2 base hits in the game for Kyle Casperson. First pitch taken at the knees for a called strike by Robbie Vandegrift. Casperson on first base. No outs here in the top of the fourth inning. The 0-1 misses up high, and it's 1-1. Casperson, Vandegrift, and Thomas Blakeney to follow here in the top of the fourth. 6, 7, and 8 for the Highline Bears. No runs for them on 3 hits against Kirby Robertson. Popped up into right field. Taylor Holder underneath it had to move back at the last second, but makes the catch for out number 1. Three walks and 5 strikeouts for Kirby Robertson. Casperson led off this inning with a single, the 4th hit of the night. Casperson takes off for second. Melenda throws down to second. That ball beats Kyle Casperson out by more than a few steps. Brock Melenda 2 for 2 behind the plate, throwing out base runners. And the Pippins are going to take these free outs if they keep getting given to them. Spencer Marenko had that ball, had enough time to find Casperson and tag him out. Curveball in there for a called strike to Blakeney. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the fourth. The 1-1 pitch to Blakeney, grounded over to the third baseman, Bryce Martin Grudzalonic on the run. Had some trouble getting out of the glove, but it does. Over to first base in time. And the side is retired. Another 3 up, 3 down unconventionally on the caught stealing by Brock Melenda. We turn to the bottom of the fourth. Pippins leading 5-0. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Welcome back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Pippins leading 5-0. Take you back to that caught stealing, the second in the game. You're not seeing the same highlight. Brock Melenda throws out his second would-be base stealer of the game, 2 for 2. Throwing out base runners. This time it's Kyle Casperson, who led off the top of the fourth with a base hit. Took off for second and was thrown out by Melenda. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, top of the order for the Pippins, Spencer Marenko, Taylor Holder, and Sam Olson, 1, 2, and 3. Spencer Marenko started the offense back in the bottom of the third, takes the first pitch outside. He walked on a full count. Taylor Holder walked on a 3-1 count. And Sam Olson singled home a run. Another RBI base hit to Alex Shanks, and Bryce Martin Grudzalonic reached on an error The inning continued. Bryce would go on to score as well. Second pitch is a ball to Spencer Marenko, and Aiden McCann has had enough with that baseball. New one will certainly fix the problem for him out on the mound. 5 runs, 10 batters in the bottom of the third inning for the Pippins. Here's the 2-0 to Spencer. That one almost at the head of Spencer, and he takes for a ball. Five runs, 4 of them earned to McCann. Here's the 3-0 to Spencer Marenko. That one misses outside. So 4-pitch walk issued to Spencer Marenko to start the bottom of the fourth. And here comes Taylor Holder.
Next to bat, number 6, Taylor Holder.
Taylor Holder with a line out and a walk in this game. Fouls one back to the backstop. Spencer Marenko, who just walked to start this inning, has gotten on base all 3 times he's stepped to the plate. Leadoff base hit in the bottom of the first inning and 2 walks in his other 2 plate appearances. Aiden McCann now 5 walks in the game to 4 strikeouts over 3 innings of work. 5 runs, 4 earned, and just 3 hits for the Pippins. Popped into right field by Taylor Holder. Tyler Black had some trouble finding it, but able to backtrack at the last second and get underneath it to make the catch for out number 1. Right fielder's having some trouble finding the ball. Alex Fernandez had some trouble with one in center field as well. That was a line drive. I think just the different angle getting the start in center field tonight, trying to get the read on it, was a little tough for him. Sam Olson bats. He's 1 for 2. RBI base hit in the third, line out in the first for him. First pitch, he takes over the heart of the plate for a called strike. The 0-1. Lined into right center, tailing towards right, but it's over the head of Tyler Black. Spencer had to wait. He's on his way to third and getting waved around. The throw comes from the warning track into the infield. Sam Olson with a double, and Spencer Marenko scores from first base on the stand-up double by Sam Olson. Second RBI of the night for him. Made all the more impressive Spencer Marenko's scoring when you consider that he had to stop before touching second base, waiting to see whether Tyler Black was going to catch that baseball. It hung up for a while and was tailing towards the right fielder, so it looked like it had a chance, but hung up for a while because it was hit well and over the head of Tyler Black. I think it bounced on the warning track or just short of it. So here's Alex Shanks, bats with 1 out, runner on second base, and the Pippins leading 6-0. Alex Shanks. We'll take you back to Tuesday night for Alex Shanks. In the third inning, had 3 base hits in the game. First one in the bottom of the first, came around to score a run. Bottom of the third inning had an RBI single. And in the bottom of the fifth, he had an RBI single as well. He also had a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the eighth. Just an all-around great game for Alex Shanks, putting the ball in play. One of the guys who never tries to do too much, takes what is thrown to him and puts it in play where it needs to go, whether that's just a base hit or an extra base hit. This a well-hit line drive into left. That won't be caught. It one-hops the wall. Sam Olson will score from second. Alex Shanks himself with a stand-up double. He'll trade spots with Olson. Pippins leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Lucas Delisle out for a chat with Aiden McCann. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek will hit next for the Pippins with Alex Shanks on second base. 7-0 lead and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Leadoff walk to Spencer Marenko. Taylor Holder flew out to right, and then the doubles by Sam Olson and Alex Shanks add 2 runs to the total for the Pippins. McCann looks back at second. Here's the first pitch to Bryce. Takes down low for a ball. McCann set. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed off-speed pitch. Bryce was out in front of, so 1-1. Lined over the backstop out of play into the parking lot behind Yakima County Stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the third baseman, Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. One-two misses inside, popped off the glove of Lucas Delisle. Almost thought it hit the bat of Bryce, but did not. So 2 balls and 2 strikes after the pitch in on the hands taken for a ball. Alex Shanks on second base, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Pippins have scored 2 to make it 7-0. The 2-2 pitch. Lined into left. Jaron Larson coming in and makes the diving grab. A great catch by Larson. I've never seen anyone do that before on a dive. He turned his glove away from the field and caught it on a swipe to keep it off of the ground as he went down, truly putting his body on the line for that catch without the arm to brace the fall. Great catch by him out in left, and that's the 2nd out. Shanks has to stay at second. Here's Brock Melenda. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Melenda, no hits so far in his Pippins career. Started on Tuesday night, went 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch twice, scored a run in that game. Last night pitched for the Pippins. Here's the 0-1, and that misses outside for a called ball. McCann lifts his leg up, steps back to second. Melenda, 1-1 count, and Delisle stands up, tells McCann to step off. Might want to change the pitch selection. Shanks on second base. He stole second base after singling in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-1 lined back to the backstop by Melenda, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch. Lined into left center. Will it drop? No, it does not. On the run was Jaron Larson. He makes the catch for out number 3. So the Pippins score 2 on a couple of doubles by Sam Olson and Alex Shanks. They lead 7-0 as we head into the 5th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the fifth inning. Kirby Robertson out for a fifth inning of work. First pitch scoring around was Jack Butterfield. He misses on the bunt, and that's the first strike. 4 innings, 4 hits against Kirby Robertson, who has walked 3 batters and struck out 5. Butterfield squared around, pulled back, and took a ball this time. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bryce Martin Grudzel on it, crashing in from third base when Butterfield squares around. Here's the 1-1. Bat stays back, popped up behind home plate, out of play. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Robertson. Lined closer to fair, but down towards the right field picnic deck here at Yakima County Stadium. So the count remains 1-2. Butterfield struck out in his first at-bat to end the top of the second inning. A 1-2 pitch again, breaking ball up high, just stayed up high, and it's 2-2. That one lined just over the backstop, bounces off the front of the press box back into the stands. And after last night, I'm sure a couple of the guys further down the way from me getting some flashbacks to the one that went into the booth. So 2 balls and 2 strikes again for Butterfield. Here's Robertson. Swung at and missed. Butterfield goes down swinging for the second time tonight to lead off the top of the 5th. That'll take us to the top of the order. Jake Angelico, followed by Dylan Anders in this top of the 5th inning. No runs for either team. 2.5 innings into the game. The Pippins scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. Added 2 more in the bottom of the 4th. Angelico swings at a pitch way down low, and that's strike 1. No runs for the Bears so far. They started the scoring in the first 2 games of the series. Looking for their first run. Well-hit line drive into right field. Taylor Holder on the warning track, reaches up and makes the catch. And that's out number 2. So 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th, or top of the 5th inning rather. Dylan Anders bats, takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Robertson working out of the windup. with nobody on. Delivers a backdoor breaking ball in there for a called strike. The 1-1 taken down low, and that's 2-1 for Anders. Anders with a base hit in his first at-bat, was caught stealing second base and then walked in the third. Takes a pitch at the knees for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Dylan Anders. Pitch from Robertson. Breaking ball, got a piece of it, tipped it into the glove of Brock Melenda. 7th strikeout of the night for Kirby Robertson, a season high for him as he completes 5 innings of work. Pippins will have a new pitcher in the 6th, but first they get to bat in the bottom of the 5th, leading 7-0. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Bottom of the 5th inning here in Yakima. Austin Plante leads things off. He's taken 2 strikes to start his at-bat. Struck out back in the 2nd, grounded into a fielder's choice that scored a run in the 3rd as he beat out a double play to keep the inning going. Pops one out of play, and it's still 0-2. Grounder over to the second baseman, Robbie Vandegrift, to his left. Picks it up, throws over to first, and Casperson loses the ball on the transfer. So Austin Plante grounds out to start the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring Peyton Stumbo to the plate. First pitch taken for a strike by Stumbo. Stumbo 0 for 2, strikeout and grounded into an error in the 3rd inning. Takes the 0-1 pitch for a ball. Pitch outside, so 2 balls and 1 strike. That one on the inside corner called a strike. Stumbo didn't think so. Leaned back and looked up in sort of disbelief. But 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from McCann. Grounded left side to the shortstop Butterfield, who misplays it out of his glove, and Peyton Stumbo will reach on the error by Jack Butterfield. Alex Fernandez will bat. 1 out, runner on first base. Fernandez bookended the bottom of the third inning with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch to him. This is not a strikeout. He flies this one into center field. Jake Angelico back and makes the catch for out number 2. Peyton Stumbo long run back to first after the flyout by Fernandez. Top of the order, Spencer Marenko will bat. Single in his first plate appearance and walks after that. Stolen base in this game and a couple of runs. Here's the first pitch to Spencer, taken up high. They throw back down to first, and Peyton Stumbo slides in safely. Stumbo had taken a couple steps towards second base and then stopped. His secondary was sort of that fake takeoff for second and drew the throw from Delisle. A couple of hops from him this time as Spencer Marenko takes a strike on the breaking ball, 1-1 with 2 outs and the runner on first. Breaking ball this time low and away, and it's 2-1. Two-one pitch. Spencer bounces off the plate just over to the mound. A great throw by the pitcher, Aiden McCann. Holy cow, over to his right. Catches that throw. Now he's looking at his coach saying, one more. Give me one more after that one. He might have earned it on that play. Came off the mound to his right, fielded on the run, and while running towards third base, turned around and threw to first to get Spencer Marenko out for the first time tonight. Pippins get a runner aboard, but no runs here in the 5th. They lead 7-0 as we head into the 6th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the top of the 6th inning. Ryan Arredondo out on the mound. Kirby Robertson got through 5 complete innings. No runs scored by the Highline Bears. 3 walks issued by Robertson. And 7 strikeouts, a new season high for him here in non-league play. The last game of a 3-game series between the Highline Bears and the Yakima Valley Pippins. Tonight's 6th inning is brought to you by Yakima Pediatric Dentistry, located at 3909 Creekside Loop in Yakima. Yakima Pediatric Dentistry offers specialized care for infants, kids, and teens in a safe, fun environment for children as they begin their lifetime journey to maintaining a healthy smile. Lots to smile about for the Pippins. Kirby Robertson with a great start after taking his first loss of the season, his last time out against Port Angeles. And the offense with a 7-run lead, 7-0. As we enter the 6th inning, Ryan Arredondo will face Tyler Black to start his outing. First pitch strike at the knees to Black. It's Black, Larson, and Delisle, 3, 4, and 5 to start things off for the Bears here in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch, fouled off by Black. And Arredondo, whose main struggle, like a few of the younger pitchers on this staff for the Pippins, has just been consistently throwing strikes. Starts off with 2 strikes here today. The 0-2. And fouled off again by Tyler Black, keeps himself alive. Arredondo with plenty of velocity. One of the guys who can really get on top of batters quickly when he's on. Out of Warden, Washington. Attends the University of the Pacific along with Chase Graves and Chaz Myers. Here's the 0-2. Goes to the breaking ball, misses outside, and Black lays off 1-2. 3 straight fastballs. They try to change speeds, and Black lays off. Here's the 1-2. That one misses up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Black. 2 strikeouts, both of them against Kirby Robertson. One that ended the top of the 1st inning and one that was the 2nd out in the top of the 3rd. And he misses up high around the eyes, and the count is now full. So out in front, 0-2. Couple of foul balls. And 3 straight balls thrown to Tyler Black. See how he attacks. Here comes the payoff pitch. Inside, and he walks Tyler Black. So here's Jaron Larson, strikeout and a base hit for him today. First pitch misses low and inside. It's 1-0 for Larson. Arredondo getting some instructions from Sam Olson at first base. Wouldn't be surprised if Olson had told him just don't throw over here, because it's very tough to see right now with where the sun is, just about to set on the third base side. So throws from the third base side of the infield over to first are tough to see. 2 balls to Larson, the pitch. That one over the heart of the plate for a called strike. Sometimes for a pitcher, it's good to just return to the basics. You fall behind 2-0, just throw a pitch right over the heart of the plate. Larson lays off, so it's 2-1. They go back at it, and this one misses just up high. 3 balls and 1 strike for Larson. The 3-1 grounded back up the middle. That's going to get through the infield. A base hit for Larson, but staying at second is Tyler Black. Didn't hit Arredondo on the way. Peyton Stumbo dove for it, but wasn't able to keep it in the infield. Thankfully, just 1 base for each of them. And that'll bring Lucas Delisle to the plate. A walk for him and a ground out in this game. 0 for 1. Pitch gets away from Brock Melenda. Off the glove on a pitch low and away by Arredondo. Runners will move up on, I would call the pass ball. We'll see how it gets scored. Melenda did not have a pass ball in his first game behind the plate. Didn't have one up to this point in the game. I thought that was going to be the most impressive part of the true freshman behind the plate, Brock Melenda. Except he comes back and throws out 2 base stealers today. The 1-0 grounded back up the middle. Arredondo gets this one with the glove. Tyler Black is caught between third and home. Arredondo applies the tag. Larson had moved up to third base. He almost went back to second. thinking Black was going to make it back to third. If he had, Arredondo was going to tag him out for a double play. Great play by the glove of Ryan Arredondo. Lucas Delisle reaches on the fielder's choice. Black caught up between third and home. Larson moves up to third, 1 out. That'll bring Kyle Casperson to the plate with 1 out and runners on the corners. Squares around to bunt and bunts it just foul on the first base side. That's strike 1. Pitch misses low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brock Melenda got out to block that one in the dirt. So 1 ball and 1 strike for Casperson. And that one hit him on the front shoulder. That one did not tickle, let me tell you. Arredondo can throw. It's one of those you're glad you got on base, but man, at what cost? Loads the bases with 1 out. So the base is loaded and 1 out, and oh no, Ryan Arredondo hits Robbie Vandergrift with the first pitch, almost hit him in the head. Vandergrift was able to lean and get hit on the front of his shoulder. So that forces home the first run of the game for the Highline Bears. The Pippins were on the way to shutting out the Bears. And that ends here in the top of the 6th. Kelly Fitzpatrick, of course, out for a quick chat with Arredondo. So the bases remain loaded with 1 out. Here's Thomas Blakeney. Ryan Arredondo out of the windup. Misses inside. Blakeney, have to go back and check the tape, but he's a few feet away from home plate. I don't know whether that's where he's been setting up before or after the 2 batters just got plunked on the shoulder. He's a little cautious in the box. Arredondo misses ball 2. It's 2-0. Just below the knees, and Blakeney, I don't even know that he had both hands on the bat when that pitch came in. He's been taken all the way, as Arredondo has struggled to find the strike zone over the last couple of batters. 3-0 count for the DH Blakeney, 1 out and the bases loaded. The pitch from Arredondo, taken at the knees for a called strike. A 3-1 fouled off, and after a 3-0 start, Arredondo has pulled up the count against Blakeney. Here's the payoff pitch. softly lined into center field. Alex Fernandez underneath it. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third is Lucas Delisle. The throw goes to the plate. Melenda fields it up the line, up the first base line. Doesn't have enough time to come back to the plate. So the run scores on the sacrifice fly. But there are 2 outs in the inning. Pippins lead 7-2 now. Runners on first and second for Jack Butterfield, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. The 1-0, that misses up high to Butterfield. 2 balls and no strikes. Arredondo was behind Blakeney 3-0 before coming back to a full count, getting him to line out into the sacrifice fly. Here's the 2-0. And another 3-0 count, this time to Jack Butterfield. Arredondo in his first inning of work likely only will be asked to go 1 inning. A couple of players standing around in the bullpen for the Pippins. Not sure if they were already warmed up or waiting to get warm in the bottom half of this inning for the 7th. 3-0 misses outside, and Arredondo walks Butterfield. So that loads the bases again here in this inning, this time with 2 outs. And, yeah, they were waiting for the signal to start getting warm, and they were just giving it. Connor Wilson down in the Pippins bullpen. The left-hander will start to get loose just in case Arredondo continues to struggle. Top of the order for the Highline Bears, Jake Angelico. He's the 8th batter of this inning for the Bears, the most they've sent to the plate in 1 inning so far. Bases loaded, the 1-0. Outside, pops out of the glove of Melenda, but stays around, and it's 2-0. Runners stay put. Pippins started the scoring 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2 more in the bottom of the 4th. 2 runs so far for the Bears here in the top of the 6th inning. First time they've been able to score today. The 2-0 misses high and outside. Arredondo struggling against the lefty Angelico. Working out of the windup with the bases loaded. Here's the 3-0. Taken inside at the knees for a called strike. Probably a bit of a generous call on the 3-0 count. Angelico had dropped his bat. He has to pick it up. He apologizes to Jordan Smart behind the plate. Don't always see that from batters, but not a bad move to apologize after showing up the umpire, as that's sometimes taken to be. This time takes a pitch that looked good on the outside corner for a called strike, and he's hearing it from his own dugout now. He looked back in with a smile for him. Didn't toss the bat this time. Here's the 3-2. This one misses way outside, and he will walk finally. 3 pitches he thought he had walked on. The 3rd one he finally does. Kyle Crustangel out. And they're going to go ahead and bring Connor Wilson into this game. After the walk, forces home the 3rd run of the inning and of the game for the Highline Bears. We'll be right back with Wilson on the mound to continue this top of the 6th inning in just a moment. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network. Welcome back. As we continue the top of the 6th inning, Connor Wilson will take over for the Pippins, the only left-hander the Pippins have on the roster, out of the bullpen at least. Comes into this game with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Talked to head coach Kyle Crustangel before, and he told me his preference is to give guys clean innings whenever possible. He doesn't like to throw in guys when they have runners on. It just takes away from how they can start that inning. If they struggle a little bit in the first few batters, maybe walk a guy, allow a hit, it doesn't make a difference overall if he comes into a clean inning versus if he comes in with the bases loaded and is expected to be perfect. Pippins have a 4-run cushion here for Wilson in the top of the 6th inning. They lead 7-3. He needs to get just 1 out. Hopefully still holding on to the lead, and the Pippins will try to add to their lead as well. Tyler Black led off the inning walking. Jaron Larson singled. Runners on first and second. They both moved up a base on a wild pitch by Ryan Arredondo. And then Lucas Delisle hit a bouncer back to Arredondo, who caught the ball and looked, and Tyler Black was halfway between third and home, so he chased him back and tagged him out for the first out, putting Delisle on first. Arredondo then hit Kyle Casperson to load the bases. And hit Robbie Vandegrift to force home the first run of the game for the Highline Bears. 2 pitches and 2 strikes for Connor Wilson as Dylan Anders swings at the 0-1 pitch. Thomas Blakeney had a sacrifice fly to drive in the second run, and then 2 more walks forced home a third run in the inning for the Bears. Another foul ball for Anders. Count remains 0-2. Anders is the 9th batter of this inning. Bears have not yet batted around. They haven't batted around in the series against the Pippins. 9 batters is the most that they've sent to the plate, and that will be the most as Anders backs off and takes strike 3 on the outside corner. 4 pitches, 4 strikes for Connor Wilson, who gets things started for himself in the top of the 6th with a strikeout with the bases loaded to end the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom half. Pippins leading 7-3. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Taylor Holder will lead things off for the Pippins, followed by Sam Olson and Alex Shanks, 2, 3, and 4 for them, as the Highline Bears just got on the board for the first time tonight. New pitcher for the Highline Bears as Holder hits a chopper over to Kyle Crustangel at the third base coach's box. Clean pick, tosses it into the dugout, smiling at someone. Not sure whether the person in the dugout made the play or not after the flip by Crustangel. But no errors for him so far today. Taylor Holder, 0-1 count. New pitcher for the Highline Bears is Danny Anderson, a right-hander. Be a true freshman at Linfield College. Misses in the dirt, and it's 1-1. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike for Holder. Anderson pitched last night. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed by Holder. It's 2-2. Might be the first time this season that pitcher has pitched on consecutive nights for either the Pippins or one of their opponents. I'd have to go back and look through the scorebook here. 2-2 misses up high, and it's 3-2. Pippins, as a general rule, mostly against the idea of it. Want to give their pitchers plenty of rest. Fouled off to the backstop to keep himself alive with a full count does Taylor Holder to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. And especially now that they've already clinched a playoff spot, it would take a act of desperation for a pitcher to pitch on consecutive nights for the Pippins as we finish off the second half here. 3-2 popped up, first base side. Looks like it's going foul, but Kyle Casperson can't catch up to it as it bounces near their own bullpen. So the count remains full for Taylor Holder. Holder 0 for 2 tonight, line out in a flyout. He did walk back in the 3rd inning and scored a run for the Pippins. Scored on a base hit by Alex Shanks. Curveball up high around the head of Holder. He ducks underneath it and takes ball 4. So full count walk for Taylor Holder. Took 8 pitches to do it, but he's aboard, and here's Sam Olson. Olson 2 for 3 tonight after going 2 for 5 last night. RBI base hit and an RBI double tonight for Olson. Holder on first base against the righty Anderson. First pitch swinging, lines this one into right. Tyler Black looks back and it bounces off the wall. That's a base hit for Sam Olson. Holder all the way to 3rd. Tyler Black had trouble getting back to the wall. That wasn't necessarily uncatchable, but he was playing too shallow against Olson. So Olson now 3 for 4. A base hit that sends Holder from 1st to 3rd. No outs in this inning for the Pippins. And Alex Shanks bats, looking to add to a 7-3 lead. 1 runner in scoring position. First pitch, skied into left center, high fly ball. Jake Angelico over makes the catch. On his way home is Taylor Holder and Sam Olson on first. Olson left, I thought, very early, trying to tag up for second. I think trying to capitalize on the fact that both umpires were looking out towards center field. The eyes were on Holder at 3rd, and Olson was potentially trying to capitalize, but decided not to go all the way to second as the throw went into the infield and not to the plate. So Olson stays put. Holder tags for home after the sacrifice fly by Alex Shanks. And here's Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Takes a first pitch ball outside. 1 out, runner on first base here for Bryce. 0 for 3, reached on an error by the 3rd baseman in the 3rd inning, then stole 2nd and stole 3rd, hits a line drive into left center. That's going to drop his first hit of the night. Olson on his way to 3rd. The throw gets cut off by the shortstop, and Bryce Martin Grudzalonic with a base hit puts runners on the corners again, this time with 1 out for the Pippins. And here's Brock Melenda. 0 for 2, ground out and a line out, but also a walk in this game. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Crest Angel has been grouping the left-handed hitters together throughout this series. Here's the 0-1, taken low and away, and that's a ball, 1-1. In the series opener, Melenda, Plante, and Fernandez hit 7, 8, and 9, the only left-handed bats in that lineup. Last night, Plante and Fernandez were 8 and 9, and here tonight, Melenda is 7 and Stumbo is 8. The 2 left-handers in the lineup with Fernandez Actually, Fernandez hitting 9th tonight. Missed that one. So Stumbo in between Plante and Fernandez tonight. Swung at and missed by Melendo. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch popped up third base side. That'll go out of play. Leadoff walk by Taylor Holder. Moved to third on the base hit by Sam Olson off the right field wall. Holder scored on the sacrifice fly by Alex Shanks, and Bryce Martin Grudzalonic singled to put runners back on the corners with 1 out. Here's the 1-2 to Bryce. Taken on the outside corner, strike 3. Delayed steal from Bryce, who's safe into second as the throw was up high, and Olson takes off for home. So Brock Melenda strikes out swinging, but the run scores, and Bryce moves up to second on the stolen base. Pippins again, just on the base paths, have just had their way tonight with the Highline Bears. Here's Austin Plante. We'll take you back to last night for Plante. Had an RBI base hit back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Another single for him in the bottom of the 5th. And beat out a double play, grounded into a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 6th to score a run. Softly hit line drive into shallow center. That's a base hit. Bryce trying to score from second. That was going to be a close play at home, but it's cut off in the infield by Kyle Casperson, so no play. And Bryce scores from second on the aggressive base running by the Pippins, who now lead 10-2, 10-3 rather. Mound visit coming for Danny Anderson. His first inning of work here in the bottom of the 6th inning has not gone according to plan. Plante, well, I've talked a lot over the last couple of days about his previous struggles. No struggles for him in this series. Came into this game 3 for 8, 3 runs, 3 RBI, 2 walks. He's added a base hit here tonight, RBI base hit. Also had an RBI ground out that he beat out a double play here tonight in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Peyton Stumbo bats. He's reached on 2 separate errors, both by the shortstop, Jack Butterfield. First pitch bounces off the plate in front of the pitcher's mound. Picking it up is Anderson. He throws over to first, and that is out number 3. So Peyton Stumbo grounds out to the pitcher Anderson, who helps himself out after allowing 3 runs in the inning. The Pippins lead 10-3 as we head into the 7th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
It's a cloud of uncertainty. Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh, wait.
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Tyler Black leads things off Here in the top of the 7th inning, takes a first pitch strike from the left-hander Connor Wilson, who came on and struck out Dylan Anders to end the top of the 6th with the bases loaded and 2 outs after the Highline Bears scored their first 3 runs of the game against Ryan Arredondo. Pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 1-1. 3 walks for Arredondo in the top of the 6th, 2 hit by pitches. 1 hit, a fielder's choice, and a sacrifice fly in that inning. Grounder over to Bryce at third base, throws across the diamond. Nice strong throw on the routine play by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, and Tyler Black rounds out for the first out here in the top of the 7th. So Jaron Larson bats. He's 2 for 3, a couple of base hits, scored the first run of the game for the Bears. Takes a called strike. Here's the 0-1 from Wilson. That one misses outside. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Larson. 1-1. They go on the inside half of the plate and get the called strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Larson struck out looking in his first plate appearance. The 1-2 fouled off. Line drive on the third base side out of play. Pippins give up 3 runs in the top of the 6th, get all 3 back in the bottom half. They lead 10-3. Here's the 1-2. Softly lined into left field, dropping quickly. That will drop in front of Alex Shanks. And it's a base hit for Jaron Larson, his 3rd of the night.
Next to bat, number 18, Lucas.
That'll bring Lucas Delisle to the plate. Reached on a walk in the 2nd inning and on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Fouls went off the end of his bat. He was at the plate with runners on 2nd and 3rd when he hit a bouncer back to Arredondo on the mound, who ended up tagging out Tyler Black, who thought the ball was going to get past Arredondo and was trying to score. The 0-1 backdoor breaking ball does not come back over, so it's 1-1. Wilson out of the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Lined into right field. Taylor Holder stays back and makes the catch on the line drive, and Jaron Larson heads back to first. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. No runs so far in this inning for the Bears. Pippins leading 10-3. And that'll bring Kyle Casperson to the plate. Casperson was hit on his front shoulder in his last plate appearance against Arredondo in the top of the 6th. The next batter, Robbie Vandergriff, was also hit on the front shoulder. First pitch strike in there to Casperson. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off, and Casperson quickly behind 0-2. Casperson has reached in all 3 plate appearances so far. He's 2 for 2, couple of singles. He was caught stealing in the top of the 4th inning, and then hit by the pitch, as I said, in his last plate appearance. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Casperson. Back door does not come back over, and it's 1-2. Jaron Larson on first base after singling with 1 out. There are now 2 outs in this inning. Here's the 1-2. That one misses high and outside on the fastball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Wilson delivers. Low and inside, called a ball. And the count is full. First full count for Connor Wilson in 5 batters faced. Larson on first base. Pippins lead 10-3. Wilson looks at first, now comes to the plate, and a backdoor breaking ball, again, not called. That one looked good, but Jordan Smart has consistently taken maybe an inch or two off the outside corner to right-handed hitters. So even though it maybe looks like a strike, that has not been a strike all day for either pitcher. Robbie Vandegrift bats, takes the first pitch, ball low and away. Runners on first and second now for the Bears with 2 outs. The 1-0. That misses high and outside. Thought Melendo was going to call time and head out to chat with Wilson. He turned around to the umpire and said something, but I don't know what it was. The 2-0. Fouled off the foot of Vandegrift. Didn't like the way that one fell. He's walking it off now behind home plate. I'll give him a minute. Runners on first and second. Larson on second. Casperson on first base. 2 outs. A ground out and a line out in this inning. 2 balls and 1 strike for the second baseman, Vandegrift. I think this is the furthest we've gotten into a game this series without the Bears making a change that I know of other than pitching. Vandegrift holds the bat back on a ball in the dirt. They ask Eric Swift, and he agrees. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Another one in the dirt. This time Vandegrift doesn't even attempt to swing at it. And so a good start by Wilson. Ground out, base hit, and a line out, but then 2 walks have loaded the bases with 2 outs for the Bears. Here's Thomas Blakeney. Blakeney walked his first plate appearance, grounded out to end the top of the 4th, and had a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. Takes a first pitch, strike. Wilson threw the windup with the bases loaded. The 0-1 popped up out of play first base side, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 from Wilson. Another foul ball by Blakeney. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bases loaded. The pitch. And another foul ball into the parking lot behind Yakima County Stadium. So the count remains 0-2. Pippins leading 10-3 in this game here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 0-2 once more. Popped up this time. That's in fair territory. Alex Fernandez charging in center. He'll make the catch in shallow center for out number 3. So Connor Wilson loads the bases on a single and a couple of walks, but gets out of the inning without a run. We turn to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch in Yakima. Pippins up 10-3. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Alex Fernandez will lead things off for the Pippins in the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-1-2 for the Pippins. Fernandez, Spencer Marenko, and then Taylor Holder. Danny Anderson continues his work, allowed 3 runs in his first inning back in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch strike to Alex Fernandez. 0-1 pitch, backdoor breaking ball, comes over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Talked about during the pregame, talked about a little earlier in this game as well. The Pippins just finished hosting their first 3-day skills camp of the season for players up to age 18 years. As Fernandez lines this one down the right field line into the corner. Will he try to stretch this one into a double? He does. The throw goes to second, but it's offline. And Alex Fernandez with a leadoff stand-up double here in the bottom of the 7th. Saw him do that with Ronnie Moss out in right field 2 nights ago. Just hits, lines one into the corner, and off the bat has an idea that he's going to try to test the arm. Requires a perfect throw, and 2 for 2 have not been perfect throws, and he ends up with a double. Here's Spencer Marenko with Fernandez on second, no outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Marenko 1 for 2 tonight, single in 2 walks, 2 runs scored for him, grounded out back to the pitcher to end the bottom of the 5th, takes a first pitch, ball. A 1-0, popped up into the right field. Tyler Black got a late read on it, but now underneath it makes the catch. Fernandez tagging to third. The throw again pulls Anders off of third base, and Fernandez tags up. Fernandez has the kind of speed, and I've talked about this before, the Pippins coaches just want to see him get on base any way possible, whether it's a hit like he just did or getting hit, taking walks, whatever it is, taking advantage of the speed to get on base, and then he can just have his way. That's a situation there where not everyone tags up to third on that play, but with his speed, it's a no-brainer. Takes off and gets there on the flyout by Marenko. So here's Taylor Holder with 1 out, and Fernandez 90 feet away from an 11th run of this game. 1-0 fouled off the mask of Lucas Delisle behind the plate. That one, he took that one pretty hard. Sam Olson picked up the baseball, and Delisle wanted to see it. But Olson said, nah, it's scuffed up from the mask. We're going to take that one out of play. So 1 ball and 1 strike for Holder after the foul ball. Pitch. Grounder left side. That's through the infield and will score Fernandez easily. And that'll bring Sam Olson to the plate. 3 for 4 tonight. 2 base hits and a double. With Taylor Holder on first base, 1 out in this inning. Pippins leading 11-3. First pitch to Olson, fouled off first base side out of play. This non-league series with the Highline Bears has just been just what the doctor ordered for the bats of the Pippins. Pippins had scored 10 or more runs 8 times this season coming into the series between league and non-league games. But they hadn't done it since back on June 22nd in Ridgefield when they won 10-1. Olson hits a pop fly high in the middle of the infield. Coming in to make the catch was Vandergrift. It goes off of his glove. Holder was tagging it first, so he's thrown out easily at second on the putout, on the force out rather. And Sam Olson reaches on what will either go down as a fielder's choice or an error.
Now batting number 5, Alex Shanks.
That ball was hit very high. Vandergrift had a read on it from the beginning. Anderson did not. By the time he realized it was a pop fly in the infield, he took off running away from it, which to his credit is what the pitcher is supposed to do, but Vandergrift had a long way to come, wasn't able to bring it down, and Delisle either didn't see it or didn't think he could have made the play on it. It would have been a closer run for him coming out from behind the plate. Had enough time to get underneath it, but was not the one that ultimately was underneath it. Vandergrift got there, but it went off the glove. Olson reached and Holder thrown out at second. The 1-0 to Alex Shanks. He pulls on the ground off the wall past the Pippins dugout into the bullpen. I believe Case Matter down there. Fielding the grounders. So no, 1 ball and 1 strike for Alex Shanks with 2 outs and the runner on first. Another high fly ball. Foul territory. Delisle has no idea where it is, and that was behind home plate. Kyle Casperson almost caught up to it, but was unable to. I don't know. Personally, I would probably head out for a quick conversation with Delisle. He was hit by the foul ball on the mask, took it pretty hard. 2 fly balls have been hit in his neighborhood, and he has been unable to locate them. It's at least worth heading out to check on him. Here's the 1-2 to Shanks. Shanks, well hit baseball, but he yanks that one foul. That one had plenty of distance and plenty of air underneath it, but just a bit out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes still for Shanks with 2 outs and Sam Olson on first base. Pitch. Shanks grounder to the shortstop Butterfield. Misplays it off the glove, but picks it up in time to throw to Vandergrift at second base to retire Sam Olson on the force out. No runs for the Pippins here in the bottom of the 7th. We head to the 8th. Pippins leading 11-3. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the 8th inning. I incorrectly stated the Pippins did not score a run in the 7th inning. My arm was covering Alex Fernandez, who started the inning from the bottom of the lineup with a double, tagged up to third on a flyout, and scored on a base hit by Taylor Holder, giving the Pippins an 11-3 lead. Jack Butterfield 9-1-2 for the Highline Bears here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch strike to Butterfield. Connor Wilson out for his second full inning of work. He's thrown 1 1/3 so far, no runs, despite the walk and single and 2 walks that he issued in the top of the 7th, fouled off by Butterfield, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 from Wilson out of the windup, misses inside for a ball. Grounder down the third base line, just crosses into foul territory before it reaches third base. So the count remains 1-2 for Butterfield. The 1-2 again. Swung on and missed. Changed elevations, went up high, and Butterfield tried to rise to the occasion, but swung through it. That's strikeout number 2 for Wilson in the outing, but first out here in the top of the 8th. So we go to the top of the order, Jake Angelico. First pitch from Wilson. taken just high for a ball. Angelico was 0 for 3 when he walked in the top of the 6th inning. Was the last batter to face Ryan Arredondo in that 6th. That was his last plate appearance. Takes another ball low and away. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out for Angelico. The 2-0 pitch, that one on the outside corner for a called strike. As I was talking about earlier, Pippins hosted a 3-day skills camp earlier today, and the last couple of days ended today. All the players received, among other things, a T-shirt for the camp, a hat that they were given on day 1, Pippins hat. Nice little black hat with the Pippins logo in the center. As Angelico walks, 1-out walk issued by Connor Wilson. And Dylan Anders will step to the plate. And campers also received a ticket voucher that they could put towards a future Pippins game. A number of them put them to use here tonight. Coming to tonight's game. And a large group of them actually were out on the field as the Pippins starting lineup was announced. They got to high-five the players as the players went onto the field for the first time tonight. 1-0 count to Anders. The pitch from Wilson misses high, and it's 2-0. Jake Angelico on first base, 1 out. 2-0 count for Wilson here in the top of the 8th inning. Trying to hold on to an 11-3 lead. 2-0 misses outside, and it's 3-0. Tough to tell whether Wilson might be asked to just throw the 9th as well for the Pippins. Here's the 3-0. Taken at the knees for a called strike by Anders. Three balls and 1 strike with 1 out. The pitch from Wilson. That one misses down low. So the second straight walk issued after the first batter struck out in this inning. And Kelly Fitzpatrick will head out for a quick chat. Wilson might not be asked to pitch the 9th if he continues walking batters. There are a couple of players down in the bullpen waiting for the signal to start getting warm. Again, the Pippins with an 8-run lead, so no real urgency at this point for Wilson. Fitzpatrick done, but the rest of the infield still on the mound with Wilson. And now they break up. Tyler Black will hit with runners on first and second base and 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Black is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts for him, a ground out, and he walked back in the 6th. Wilson with a long look back to second. Here's the first pitch to Black, taken just underneath the letters for a called strike. Jaron Larson on deck. He's 3 for 4 with 3 singles and a strikeout. The 0-1 to Black. And that one looks like it missed up high, 1-1. One just misses low and inside. So 2 balls and 1 strike for Black. As Wilson tries to get through his second full inning after coming in to the top of the 6th with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Got a strikeout to get out of that one. Off the end of the bat, stays in fair territory. Sam Olson will pick it up and tag Black out. The runners move up a base, second and third now, with 2 outs in the top of the 8th for Jaron Larson. Larson, as I said, 3 for 4 tonight. Scored a run in that 6th inning. He was the first runner to score for the Highline Bears. First pitch to Larson misses low and away. Larson, the lefty, against Connor Wilson. Has a base hit against him. Came in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-0. That one in on the hands. Popped up foul territory. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek with a slide near the fence over in lefties, and it drops for a foul ball. A little tough to read how to play that. Bryce was racing towards his back and towards the fence. How do you dive safely in that situation, trying to cover more ground? The 1-1 swung at and missed by Larson, and it's 1-2. The pitch, breaking ball, and Larson lets it go, taken for a called ball. Jake Angelico on third base, Dylan Anders on second. They both walked. 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and popped up out of play, third base side. Jack Butterfield led off the inning with a strikeout, and after the 2 walks, Tyler Black grounded out to move the runners to second and third. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Larson. Wilson through the windup. The pitch. Foul tip, but off the glove of Melenda, so that's a foul ball. So we'll try again on the 2-2. Wilson gets the sign in from Melenda and delivers. Outside corner, taken, strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Connor Wilson. This one ends the top of the 8th. We head into the bottom half. Pippins leading 11-3. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 8th inning. 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Bryce Martin, Grudzelanek, Brock Melenda, and Austin Fonte lead things off in this inning. Pippins leading 11-3. Bryce, plenty of aggressive base running for him in this one. Reached on an error back in the 3rd inning, then stole second and stole third on 2 different pitches. Ended up scoring in that inning, and then had a single in the 6th where he ended up stealing second base, allowing Sam Olson to score as they threw down to second, and it was nowhere near the bag. Danny Anderson still on the mound for the Highline Bears. This one skied into center field. Jake Angelico had some trouble finding it, but now does, and ranges over to make the catch for out number 1 in shallow right center. So here's Brock Melenda. The only thing missing for him in this series is a base hit. Started back on Tuesday, went 0 for 3, but was hit by a pitch twice. Scored a run. Last night pitched a scoreless 9th inning. And here tonight so far, 0 for 3, had a walk, but he's thrown out 2 base stealers behind the plate. He's had a great day defensively. 1-0 count for him. And a line drive deep to right. That ball is gone. Brock Melenda, have yourself a series. Said the only thing he was missing was a hit. And this one is a deep one to right. Line drive home run adds to the lead. The Pippins lead 12-3. So Brock Melenda with the home run. Take a look at this one again. That's worth another look. Brock Melenda on the 1-0 count. The line drive deep to right over the fence. Tyler Black knew it off the bat. So did everyone else. And Melenda with his first home run with the Pippins in his first series with them, making an impact every game he's played in so far. A tremendous moment for the young player. Will be a true freshman at Yakima Valley College. Joins the team for the non-league series. He'll be with the team in Cowlitz this weekend. And judging by how he's playing, he might be asked to stay for the rest of the season as well. Austin Plante with an 0-1 count. He pops one into shallow right. Nobody knows where this ball is. It bounces fair on the first base line. No, foul ball called by the home plate umpire who's in the middle of the infield. Literally nobody knew where that baseball was, including home plate umpire Jordan Smart, who had come into the infield and was not looking down the line. He thought it was going to be fair. He's telling Kyle Crustangel, listen, that's my fault. I wasn't on the line. I didn't have a good view of it, but that ball bounced fair. Austin Plante just robbed of a double. No one on the defense for the Highline Bears knew where that ball was. First baseman Kyle Casperson thought it was shallow in the infield. Vandegrift didn't know where it was. Tyler Black got a late read on it, but he wasn't able to catch up to it in shallow right. It bounced fair inside the first base line, but Jordan Smart was near the pitcher's mound and was looking at it. I don't even know that he saw it when it bounced. He called it foul because it bounced fair and bounced then foul. Eric Swift, who was also in the middle of the infield, had about as bad of a look at it as Smart. And they get together to talk about it, but there's really no rectifying the situation. Once you call a ball foul, you can't do anything about it. You can't call that ball fair and put Austin Plante on base. Crustangel saying literally everyone in the stands knows that ball was fair. And unfortunately for the young umpire, that ball was fair. Just out of position on the play, so Austin Plante now with an 0-2 count after what would have been a double if not more. He was on second by the time they called it foul, running all the way out of the box. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fouled off the end of the bat. Oh-2 count again from Anderson. Backdoor breaking ball down low, and it's 1-2. The good news for Plante is he should have a lot smaller of a strike zone here. Here's the 1-2. Fouls another one off the other way. And also the good news for Plante is that didn't happen earlier in this series before he had broken out of his slump. The 1-2, a line drive. This one to right. Does that have the distance? And it does. Forget the base hit. It was foul. Austin Plante, second home run in a row for the Pippins. They go back-to-back and lead 13-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Bears will head out for a quick chat on the mound with Danny Anderson, who after the fly ball out to start this inning has now given up back-to-back home runs. And Peyton Stumbo on deck for the Pippins. While the Bears talk things over on the mound, let's take a look back at this home run by Austin Plante. Almost the exact same location. Both left-handed hitters. Plante pulls this line drive over the right field fence. Back-to-back home runs. The fans go wild here in Yakima. Plante gets robbed of the base hit on the foul ball called on a ball that bounced a few feet inside the line down the right field line. He says, forget that. We'll just go deep, take it out of the hands of the umpires, and he did. 2 home runs in a row here in the bottom of the 8th. First time that the Pippins have gone back-to-back this season. and they lead 13-3. Peyton Stumbo with a line drive to center. This one will not leave the yard. Jake Angelico makes the catch for out number 2. Pippins have not hit back-to-back home runs in a game since July 26th of 2017 when Lucas Denny and Brad Beasley went back-to-back against Bend. Pippins' offense just continues this season to either do things for the first time or the first time in a while. Alex Fernandez bats, takes the first pitch outside for a called ball. 2 outs, nobody on after the back-to-back home runs. Pippins with 2 runs in this inning. The 1-0 bounces inside, and it's 2-0 for Fernandez. 1 for 4 tonight with a double. Stretched a single into the corner, into a double. Tagged up to third on a fly ball to right. And then scored on the base hit by Taylor Holder. That was back in the 7th inning. Takes another ball high and outside, and it's 3-0. Four-pitch walk for Alex Fernandez, and we go to the top of the order. Here's Spencer Marenko. Bottom of the 8th, last chance for the Pippins to add to the lead, and they've done so in a big way. Spencer Marenko bats. He has a base hit and a couple of walks. He's scored 2 runs in this game. 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch, swinging, and pops one foul. First base side out of play. Here's the 0-1. Just inside, misses for a ball. It's 1-1. Aiden McCann pitched the first 5 innings for the Highline Bears. Did give up 7 runs, 6 of them earned, but his last inning was his best inning, arguably. Got into a little bit of trouble, but found his way out of it. Asked for a 6th inning and was not given it. In the 6th inning, Danny Anderson comes into the game, gives up 3 runs. 1 run in the 7th, and back-to-back home runs here in the bottom of the 8th. Fernandez on first base, Spencer Marenko at the plate, the 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball, and it's 2-2. Two-two, taken at the knees, called strike 3. Spencer Marenko goes down looking to end the bottom of the 8th, but the Pippins hit back-to-back home runs. We head into the 9th. New pitcher for the Pippins. We'll have that for you when we return. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the ninth inning. Payson Sweeney takes over for the Pippins on the mound. Tall right-hander, 6'5", out of Newcastle, Washington. Attending University of Washington in the fall. One of 2 Huskies on the team for the Pippins. The other one is Case Matter, also a pitcher. Sweeney will face Lucas Delisle, Kyle Casperson, and Robbie Vandergrift to start things off here in the top of the ninth for the Highline Bears as they attempt to climb out of a 10-run hole that they find themselves in. Pippins won 15-5 in the series opener, 10-2 last night, back with a 10-run margin here in game number 3. Delisle takes a first pitch strike from Sweeney. Sweeney has made 2 appearances for the Pippins, 3 innings total, 3.00 ERA. 5 strikeouts for him over those 3 innings. And 2 walks. Foul ball by Delisle, 0-2. Start things off here in the top of the ninth. Sweeney works out of the windup with nobody on, the 0-2. Taken down low for a ball. Sweeney, as I said, a taller pitcher, 6'5", but kind of squishes himself down as he goes into the leg kick and comes off the mound. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Eric Swift. Lucas Delisle strikes out swinging, first batter in the top of the ninth. That'll bring Casperson to the plate. Came in as the backup catcher for Lucas Delisle on Tuesday. Started behind the plate last night, then moved over to first base when Trey Hunt went into pitch. And gets the start at first base tonight with Delisle back behind the plate. Here's the first pitch. Taken low and away for a called ball. Sweeney, as I was saying, stands all the way up as he starts the windup and then actually makes himself a little bit smaller as he goes through it. The 2-0 misses, or the 1-0 misses low, and it's 2-0 for Casperson. Sweeney with the 2-0 pitch. Lined into center, Alex Fernandez to his right and back makes the catch for out number 2. So Robbie Vandergrift, the last chance for the Highline Bears, who trail 13-3 in the top of the ninth inning. 2 outs and nobody on. And he faces the hard-throwing righty, Payson Sweeney. First pitch to Vandergrift, taken low and away for a ball. 2 quick outs, so Vandergrift not looking to swing at the first pitch as the last chance for the Bears. Here's the 1-0. Takes one on the inside half of the plate for a called strike. Might have been taking until he got a strike. Got one there, and now the bat will be ready to go. Sweeney through the windup, the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Vandergrift not caught up with that one. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if they just come right back at him with the fastball. Challenge him to get the timing on it. The 1-2 on the way. They go breaking ball, slider that leaves the zone outside, 2-2. Sweeney with the 2-2. Swung on and lined into right center. Fernandez with a long run. He won't catch up to it. Cuts it off before the warning track. Throw goes to second, cut off by Stumbo, and Vandergrift slides in with a 2-out double. Vandegrift was hit by a pitch 2 plate appearances ago, walked his last plate appearance, and now with the double. Gets aboard. Thomas Blakeney bats. Blakeney, without a hit tonight, he walked in his first plate appearance, has a sacrifice fly as well. Otherwise, a ground out and a fly out for him tonight. Bats with 2 outs and Vandegrift on second base. Takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner. Just like last night, the Bears scored all 3 of their runs in 1 inning. Today it was the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1 to Blakeney, taken low and away for a ball. Pippins scored 5 runs to start the scoring in the bottom of the 3rd, added 2 more in the bottom of the 4th. Highline with their 3 in the 6th, but the Pippins got 3 of their own in that inning and led 10-3 at the time. Added 1 in the 7th and 2 on back-to-back solo home runs by Brock Melenda and Austin Plante in the bottom of the 8th. So they lead 13-3 here in the 9th. 2 balls and 1 strike for Blakeney. Sweeney comes set, looks back to second and delivers. Bounces outside past the glove of Melenda. On his way to third is Vandegrift. Sweeney goes halfway between the mound and the plate to make sure Vandegrift can't take home. So Vandegrift to third on the wild pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike for Blakeney. Bottom of the order, Jack Butterfield on deck, who has 3 strikeouts today as well as a walk. Here's the 3-1 from Sweeney. Swung on and lined into right field, racing back towards the warning track, and making the catch is Taylor Holder. So 1 runner aboard on the 2-out double, Robbie Vandegrift, but Payson Sweeney strands him, getting the line out to right, and the Pippins walk away with a 13-3 victory, their 3rd 3-game series sweep of the season, 2nd in non-league play. They swept the Cascade Collegiate League All-Stars. And this non-league series came just in time as the Pippins were putting some wins together, but struggling a little bit at the plate, struggling a little bit on the mound, finally able to put everything together over the last 3 days. 15-5 victory last night, 10-2 victory tonight, and a 13-3 victory tonight. Pippins sent 10 batters to the plate in a 5-run 3rd inning, capitalizing on 2 walks, 3 walks and 2 base hits in the inning, as well as a couple of errors and a fielder's choice to score all 5 runs. They added 2 more in the 4th. Spencer Marenko led off with a walk. Sam Olson doubled him home, and Alex Shanks doubled Olson home to give the Pippins at the time a 7-0 lead. The Bears added 3 in the 6th as Ryan Arredondo came in and struggled a little bit, loading the bases, forced home a run on a hit-by pitch. There was a sacrifice fly, and then forced home a run on a walk as well. Connor Wilson came in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs and the bases loaded after the Bears had scored 3 runs. He gets a strikeout to get out of that inning, pitches 2 more scoreless innings. Payson Sweeney pitches the 9th. The Pippins get 3 runs back in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and back-to-back home runs. Brock Melenda having a terrific series after joining the Pippins on Tuesday. He'll be with the team this weekend, and if he gets into some games, he will definitely be making an impact. And Austin Plante, who has broken out of the slump. You want to talk about good timing on this non-league series. Plante has put together a number of great hits over the last few days, culminating in the solo home run in the bottom of the 8th inning to give the Pippins a 13-3 lead. They walk away with another 10-run win heading into tomorrow night's game, 6:35 p.m. in Cowlitz. Pippins take the bus ride. I'll be there with them. Live audio coverage provided by me, Chris Rosado Jr., right here on Mixler Audio or at pippinsbaseball.com/live. Just be advised, if you're watching this game, there will be no video tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you tune in tomorrow night as well